All right, I need to say something in English today. Just a simple sentence. How hard can it be?
Are you serious? What if you mess up? People will laugh.
But I have to start somewhere. Everyone makes mistakes, right?
Yeah, but you'll sound stupid. Maybe you should wait until you're better.
If I keep waiting, I'll never improve. Practice is the only way. Let's do this.
Fine, but don't blame me if it goes wrong.
Excuse me. Can you tell me where the nearest cafe is?
That wasn't so bad.
I was at this conference just a few weeks back, surrounded by just the brightest minds in tech, amazing presentations, groundbreaking ideas. But during the networking break, crickets. Everybody was way too nervous to actually talk to each other. Turns out even brilliant engineers can get totally tongue-tied.
Yeah.
That's what makes today's deep dive so relevant.
Sure.
We're tackling the fear of speaking English head on.
Right.
Hopefully by the end of this, you'll be feeling ready to walk into any room and just own the conversation.
I love that.
We are going to be extracting some wisdom from stop thinking, start talking, unlocking your path to English fluency.
Okay.
And trust me, this book is a goldmine of practical advice. If you're digging what you hear so far, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives just like this.
Yes.
Okay, let's get started.
What's fascinating about the book's approach is how it dismantles this idea of the overthinking trap.
Yeah.
That feeling of getting stuck in your head, obsessing over every single grammar rule,
Yeah.
and worrying about sounding perfect.
It's so true. It's
Yeah.
like we build this mental maze for ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we wonder why we can't find our way out.
Exactly. And what the book argues is that all this overthinking is actually hindering our ability to learn and speak fluently. Language isn't about achieving some unattainable level of perfection.
Right.
It's about connecting with others, sharing ideas, and expressing yourself authentically.
Isn't there some truth to the idea that we need to think about grammar to speak correctly?
Of course, grammar is important,
Yeah.
but it shouldn't be a barrier to communication. Think about it.
Right.
Even native speakers make grammatical mistakes all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
The key is to shift our focus from trying to be perfect to simply trying to communicate effectively.
That's a really interesting point. So how do we make that shift? How do we escape this overthinking trap?
The book offers some really powerful strategies, and one of the core ideas is to embrace the beautiful mess of learning.
Okay.
It encourages us to see mistakes not as failures, but as stepping stones.
It's like learning to ride a bike. You're going to wobble. You might even fall a few times.
Yeah.
But each stumble teaches you something, and eventually you find your balance and you experience the freedom of writing.
That's a great analogy. And the same principle applies to language learning. The more you speak, the more you learn, the more confident you become. And speaking of confidence, the book dives into some incredible benefits of speaking that go beyond just overcoming fear.
Ooh. This is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Tell us more about these benefits.
Well, one of the key benefits is that speaking builds muscle memory. It's like practicing an instrument or a sport.
Okay.
The more you use your language muscles, the stronger and more agile they become.
So it's like hitting the gym, but for our tongues. The more we work those language muscles, the smoother and more natural our conversations become.
Exactly. And another fascinating benefit is that speaking actually enhances your listening skills. When you're actively engaged in a conversation, you're not just speaking, you're also sharpening your ability to understand others.
I never thought about it that way.
It's true. You start picking up on subtle nuances, different accents, and even cultural cues that you might miss if you're just reading or listening passively. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, speaking creates real connections. It opens doors to friendships, experiences, and opportunities that simply studying alone can't provide.
That makes so much sense. When you can communicate with others,
Yeah.
you're no longer just an observer, you're an active participant in the world around you.
Precisely. And the beauty of this book is that it doesn't just tell you why speaking is important, it also gives you a ton of practical tips to get started.
Okay.
And don't forget, if these tips are resonating with you, be sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of language learning.
So true. Let's jump into these actionable steps. What are some of the things we can do to start talking right now?
Well, the book suggests starting by finding a language partner.
Okay.
This could be someone who's also learning English, a native speaker, or even a tutor. The key is to create a safe and supportive space where you can practice without feeling intimidated.
I love that idea. It takes the pressure off knowing you're both learning and growing together. It's like a language exchange where you share your knowledge and perspectives. Did the book have any suggestions if we're not quite ready to jump into a conversation with someone else just yet?
Absolutely. If you're feeling a bit shy about finding a partner right away, the book suggests talking to yourself. I know it sounds a little strange at first, but hear me out.
Oh, I've totally done that.
Yeah,
Sometimes I catch myself narrating my cooking, like I'm hosting a cooking show.
that's exactly it. Narrating your actions, describing your surroundings, even having imaginary conversations in English. It's all fantastic practice. And the best part, you can't make a mistake. You're your own audience.
It's like giving yourself permission to play with the language.
Hmm.
What other tips do the book have? I bet our listeners are eager to hear more. And speaking of eager listeners, if you're enjoying this deep dive, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more episodes like this.
Great point. Now, let's not forget about the incredible resources available through technology. There are so many apps and online platforms that offer speaking exercises, virtual conversations with other learners, and even language exchange opportunities.
It's like having a world of language learning at our fingertips.
Exactly. And to keep that momentum going, the book also recommends setting small challenges for yourself. Start with simple things like ordering coffee in English, asking for directions, or even sharing a joke with a friend. These small victories can really boost your confidence.
Small wins, big impact. That's so
Okay.
true. Sometimes those little moments of courage can be the biggest turning points. It reminds me of the power of community that we were talking about earlier. Did the book have any thoughts about that?
It did. It strongly suggests joining a community of English learners. This could be a local language exchange group, an online forum, or even a social club where English is spoken. The idea is to surround yourself with people who are also learning and create a supportive environment where you can practice and grow together.
It's like finding your tribe, a group of people who understand the challenges and celebrate the victories along the way. It creates a sense of belonging and encouragement, which can be so powerful.
Absolutely. Now, I know from personal experience that even with all the best tips and resources, there's often one major hurdle to overcome: that inner critic, that voice that tells us we're not ready, that we'll make mistakes, that we should just wait until we're perfect before we speak.
Oh, that inner critic can be so loud. It's like
Right.
it has a megaphone aimed directly at our insecurities. But what did the book say about silencing that voice?
It offers some really insightful advice.
Yeah.
The book reminds us that fluency isn't a destination, it's a journey.
Yeah.
And just like any journey, there will be bumps in the road, detours, and unexpected adventures. The key is to embrace those experiences, learn from them, and keep moving forward.
So it's about shifting our focus from perfection to progress. It's about celebrating each step we take, even if it's a little wobbly or a bit off course.
Exactly. And remember, the message you want to convey is far more important than constructing grammatically perfect sentences. People will connect with your authenticity, your passion, and your willingness to communicate. Think about someone like Sofia Vergara. The book highlighted her journey as a great example of embracing your own voice.
Oh, Sofia Vergara is such an inspiration. She's a global star, and she's never tried to hide her accent or her Colombian heritage. In fact, it's part of what makes her so unique and captivating.
Exactly. It reminds us that we don't have to erase who we are to be successful in speaking another language. In fact, embracing those unique qualities can make us even more memorable and relatable.
I love that. So we've talked about silencing the inner critic, embracing our unique voices, and the power of community. What other gems did this book have in store for us?
You know, one thing that really struck me was this idea that speaking English isn't just about personal growth, it's also about making a positive impact on the world around us.
Now, that's a thought-provoking perspective. Tell us more about this ripple effect of speaking up.
Well, when we choose to speak, even if it's with a few stumbles or a slightly different accent, we're inspiring others to do the same. We're contributing to a more inclusive and diverse world where different voices are heard and appreciated.
It's about breaking down barriers, bridging cultures, and creating a richer tapestry of human experiences through communication. What a
Yeah.
powerful thought.
Absolutely. And you know, it's not just about the big global impact. It's also about those smaller, everyday moments of connection. It's about sharing a laugh with a new friend, asking for help when you need it, or simply expressing your thoughts and ideas with confidence.
Those everyday interactions can be so meaningful. It's about realizing that our voices matter, that our stories have value, and that by speaking up, we're adding our unique threads to the fabric of human connection.
Beautifully said. And I think that leads perfectly into the book's core message: embracing a new mindset, one where conversation trumps perfection.
Okay, let's dive into this idea of conversation over perfection. What does that look like in practice? What kind of shift are we talking about here?
It's about letting go of the need to be flawlessly fluent and embracing the joy of communication. It's about seeing language as a tool for connection, not a weapon of self-criticism. It's about shifting our focus from grammatical accuracy to effective expression.
So it's not about erasing our accents or speaking like robots. It's about using our voices to authentically connect with others, regardless of our level of fluency.
Precisely. And the book leaves us with this incredibly empowering thought. Every expert was once a beginner who dared to speak.
I love that. It's a reminder that fluency isn't some magical, unattainable goal. It's a journey that we can all embark on one step at a time. And if you're enjoying this journey with us, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the world of learning.
So true.
Yeah.
And as we wrap up this exploration of stop thinking, start talking, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. The book reminds us that language is more than just words and rules. It's a bridge between hearts and minds. It's a way of connecting with people from all walks of life, sharing our perspectives, and creating something truly beautiful together.
It's a gift, a tool, and a responsibility, all rolled into one. And the more we use it, the more powerful it becomes. So let's embrace the gift of language. Let's stop overthinking, start talking, and see where this incredible journey takes us.
To new friendships, new adventures, and new possibilities. And to all our listeners out there, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you tried any of these techniques? What are your favorite ways to practice speaking? Share your experiences in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going.
Keep practicing, keep exploring, and keep those conversations flowing.